The night my marriage ended. Started with a lie so small. I almost ignored it. "Don't wait up," my wife said. "I'm working late tonight." But 3 hours later, I drove past my best friend's house and saw her car parked outside. My name is Daniel. And until that night, I believed I had a perfect life. A good job. A small but comfortable house. And a wife I loved more than anything. Emily. We had been married for 6 years. She was the kind of woman who made every room feel warmer the moment she walked in. Or at least, she used to. The change started slowly. Late nights at work. More time on her phone. Shorter conversations at dinner. At first, I blamed stress. Her company had been struggling, and she'd recently taken on more responsibility. But deep down, something felt off. Still, I trusted her. Because trust is the one thing you never question. Until it's broken. That Tuesday evening felt normal. Emily was getting ready for work. When she suddenly said, "I might be late tonight." "How late?" I asked. She shrugged. "Maybe midnight." I remember laughing. "Your boss better start paying overtime." She smiled. But something about it felt forced. Before leaving, she kissed my cheek. "Don't wait up." Then she grabbed her purse and walked out the door. The house felt unusually quiet after she left. I turned on the TV. Tried watching a movie. But I couldn't focus. Something kept bothering me. Emily never stayed late 2 nights in a row. And this was the second. Still, I tried to ignore it. Until my phone buzzed. It was my best friend. Mark. Mark and I had been friends since high school. We'd survived everything together. Bad breakups. College failures. Our first terrible jobs. He was even my best man at my wedding. "Hey man," he said on the phone. "What are you doing tonight?" "Nothing," I replied. "Emily's working late." There was a pause. A long one. Then he cleared his throat. "Oh. Right." Something about his voice sounded strange. "You okay?" I asked. Yeah. Just tired." Then he quickly changed the subject. We talked for a few minutes before hanging up. But something about that conversation didn't sit right. It felt forced. Around 10:30 p.m., I decided to grab coffee. Just to get out of the house. The nearest 24-hour place was about 15 minutes away. But the fastest route there passed by Mark's neighborhood. I didn't think anything of it. Until I turned onto his street. And saw something that made my stomach drop. Parked directly in front of his house was Emily's car. I slowed down. Maybe I was mistaken. Maybe it was the same model. But then, I saw the small dent on the rear bumper. The one from when she backed into our mailbox last year. It was her car. No doubt about it. My heart started racing. I parked a little further down the street. My hands were shaking. I kept telling myself there had to be an explanation. Maybe Mark needed help with something. Maybe Emily stopped by after work. Maybe. But deep down, I already knew. Mark's living room lights were on. I walked slowly toward the house. Every step felt heavier than the last. I wasn't even sure what I planned to do. Knock? Confront them? Or just leave? Then I heard laughter. A woman's laughter. Emily's. My chest tightened. I moved closer to the window and looked inside. What I saw destroyed everything. Emily was sitting on Mark's couch. Not across the room. Not talking. She was curled up beside him. His arm wrapped around her shoulders. And they were kissing. For a few seconds. My brain refused to process what I was seeing. This couldn't be real. Not Emily. Not Mark. Not the two people I trusted most in the world. But reality doesn't care about what you believe. It only shows you the truth. And the truth was right in front of me. My wife. And my best friend. Together. I felt something inside me crack. Not anger. Not rage. Just emptiness. I walked to the front door. And knocked. Hard. Inside. I heard sudden movement. Footsteps. Whispering. Then the door opened. Mark stood there. The moment he saw me, his face turned pale. Daniel. Behind him, Emily stepped into view. Her eyes widened. For a moment, nobody spoke. The silence was unbearable. Finally, I said the only thing that came to mind. So this is where you work late. Emily rushed toward me. Daniel. Please let me explain. I laughed. Not because it was funny. But because the situation felt surreal. Explain what? I asked. The part where you lied to me? Or the part where you're sleeping with my best friend? Mark tried to speak. It's not what it looks like. I cut him off. Don't. The betrayal hurt more because it came from him. Anyone else, I might have survived. But Mark? He was like a brother. Emily started crying. It just happened. I shook my head. No. It didn't. Affairs don't just happen. They start with conversations. Texts. Secrets. Lies. And somewhere along the way, two people decide betrayal is worth it. Eventually, the full story came out. It had started 3 months earlier. Emily and Mark had run into each other at a coffee shop. They started talking. Then texting. Then meeting. At first, they told themselves it was harmless. But lines blur quickly when people stop respecting them. Soon, coffee turned into late-night visits. Work meetings became secret dates. And every time Emily told me she was working late, she was actually with him. Listening to it felt like knives being pushed into my chest. I didn't scream. I didn't fight. I didn't even cry. I just looked at them both and said, "You deserve each other." Then I walked away. That night I packed a bag and left the house. 6 years of marriage ended in less than an hour. People always ask how I moved on. The truth? At first, I didn't. I barely slept. Barely ate. Every memory felt poisoned. But slowly, life kept moving. I started going to the gym. Focused on work. Spent more time with family. And something strange happened. I realized something important. Emily and Mark didn't destroy my life. They just revealed the truth about who they really were. And sometimes, the truth hurts. But it also sets you free. The night I saw my wife's car at my best friend's house, I thought I lost everything. But in reality, I lost two people who never deserved to be in my life. And that turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me.